Ever wonder why Amish gardens look like they came straight out of a fairy tale? How do they get those massive, juicy tomatoes and vibrant, pest-free veggies without using chemicals? Well, it turns out they've got some serious gardening hacks that have been passed down for generations. And today, we're unlocking these secrets. Let's dive into the Amish way of gardening where nature does the work and the results are nothing short of magic. Number 35, eggshells. Most people throw away eggshells without a second thought, but the Amish treat them like gold for their gardens. These fragile white shells pack a punch when it comes to plant health. When planting vegetables, they crush eggshells and mix them into the soil, giving plants an instant calcium boost. This is crucial because calcium strengthens plant cell walls, preventing diseases like blossom and rot in tomatoes, peppers, and squash. Without enough calcium, fruits develop ugly black spots, ruining the harvest. But Amish gardeners don't stop there. They use eggshells as a natural pest deterrent by sprinkling crushed shells around the base of their plants. Slugs and snails, two of the most notorious garden pests, refuse to cross the sharp, jagged edges. It's like a natural barbed wire fence for plants, keeping soft-bodied pests away without a single drop of pesticide. Healthy plants and zero chemicals, that's the Amish way. Number 34. Use ice cubes for slow watering. You know how some of the best life hacks are the simplest ones? Well, here's one straight out of the Why Didn't I Think of That playbook, watering your plants with ice cubes. Just toss a couple on top of the soil and let them melt slowly. No floods, no drama, just a steady sip for your plant. This trick is a game changer for orchids and other finicky plants that throw a tantrum when their roots get too wet. In fact, studies show that plants watered with ice cubes have 30% less root rot than those getting the usual waterfall treatment. Basically, you're giving them a tiny built-in hydration system, like a personal, slow-drip drinking fountain, and the best part, no overwatering disasters. Just happy, hydrated plants. Number 33. Lilac blooms signal pea planting time. The Amish don't rely on calendars or weather apps to tell them when it's time to plant. They watch nature's signals. One of their most trusted cues comes from lilac bushes. The moment lilac buds become fat and swollen but haven't yet opened, it's time to plant peas. This natural sign means the soil temperature has reached the perfect range for pea germination. If peas are planted too early, they sit in the cold soil, struggling to sprout. If planted too late, the summer heat stunts their growth. But by timing their planting with nature, the Amish ensure that peas get the perfect start. This trick works because lilacs and peas respond to the same environmental changes. When one is ready, so is the other. It's a technique so simple yet so precise that modern gardeners could learn a thing or two. Number 32. Practice drip irrigation. Ever notice how the slow and steady approach almost always wins? Amish farmers sure have, and their go-to watering trick, drip irrigation, is proof that patience pays off. Instead of blasting water everywhere like a lawn sprinkler on a sugar rush, drip irrigation delivers it straight to the roots through tiny holes in plastic tubing. It's like a VIP bottle service for your plants, but way more efficient, using up to 50% less water. And the results? Plants grow up to 25% faster. That's right, less water, better growth. Science says so. Setting it up is easier than you think. If you can hang holiday lights without turning your house into a hazard zone, you can handle this. Number 31. Weed warning. Most people see weeds as a nuisance, something to rip out and forget about. But the Amish know that some weeds are trying to send a message. One of the biggest red flags in an Amish garden is the sudden takeover of sorrel, a small leafy weed that thrives in acidic soil. When sorrel starts crowding out other plants, it's a sign that the soil's pH is off balance and has become too acidic for most vegetables to thrive. Instead of blindly adding fertilizers, Amish gardeners correct the problem naturally. To neutralize the acidity and restore balance, they add lime or crushed eggshells. These materials slowly break down, gently raising the pH and making the soil more welcoming for crops. Number 30. Water plants at night in summer. Watering your plants at night isn't just about dodging the summer heat, it's straight up garden genius. Amish farmers have been doing it for generations, and for good reason. When you water after sunset, the roots actually get a chance to soak it all in instead of losing up to 60% to daytime evaporation. Cooler temps mean the water seeps deeper, encouraging stronger roots instead of just sitting on the surface and ghosting your plants by noon. Just aim for the soil, not the leaves, unless you're secretly trying to start a fungal farm. Number 29. Companion planting. The Amish never use pesticides, yet their crops remain healthy and pest-free. How? Companion planting. This ancient technique pairs certain plants together to create natural defenses against insects and diseases. Instead of fighting nature, they let plants work together for protection. Tomatoes are always planted alongside marigolds because their strong scent repels aphids and nematodes. Basil is planted with peppers to improve their flavor and keep mosquitoes away. Carrots are nestled between onions because the strong onion scent confuses carrot flies, preventing them from attacking the carrots. Every plant has a role, every pairing has a purpose. By carefully planning what grows where, Amish gardens thrive without a single chemical spray. Number 28. Mow grass when dry. Mowing wet grass is like trying to give a haircut to a wet dog. Sloppy, frustrating, and never a good idea. The Amish, masters of working with nature's rhythm, know that waiting for dry grass makes all the difference. When grass is dry, the blades stand tall, letting your mower glide through like a pro, delivering clean, even cuts. And it's not just about looks. Studies show that mowing dry reduces lawn diseases by up to 40%. Plus, no more nasty clumps of soggy grass suffocating your lawn. So if you're tempted to fire up the mower after a rainstorm, maybe give it a minute. Your grass and your sanity will thank you. Number 27. Heirloom seeds. Unlike modern gardeners who rely on hybrid seeds, the Amish only plant heirloom varieties. These are seeds passed down for generations, untouched by genetic modification. They're special because they can be saved and replanted year after year, adapting to the soil, climate, and pests of their environment. This means every season the plants become stronger, healthier, and naturally resistant to disease. Heirloom vegetables also taste richer and more flavorful because they haven't been bred for supermarket shelves. The Amish believe in keeping the natural diversity of plants alive while modern agriculture pushes sterile, single-use seeds. Their method ensures self-sufficiency and a connection to nature that's slowly disappearing from modern farming. Number 26. Use straw for fruit protection. Want to keep your fruits clean, dry, and safe from rot? Take a tip from Amish farmers and give them a cozy straw bed. It's like tucking them in at night, except instead of sweet dreams, they get to ripen without touching damp, bug-infested soil. This simple trick cuts fruit rot by up to 60% and keeps soil pests from turning your strawberries, melons, and pumpkins into an all-you-can-eat buffet. Bonus, straw also locks in moisture and fights off weeds, making it the ultimate multitasker. Number 25. Repel rabbits with urine. Okay, this one sounds a little unorthodox, but stick with us, because even Amish farmers swear by it. If you want to keep rabbits from turning your garden into a literal mess, predator urine, yep, including human or dog urine, is like putting up a giant keep out sign they actually understand. Studies show that gardens protected with urine barriers see significantly fewer rabbit invasions. Just mix 1 part urine with 10 parts water and spray it around the perimeter. Instant invisible fence. Number 24. Skip the tallest tomato seedling. When picking out tomato seedlings at a nursery, most people grab the tallest, fastest growing plants, thinking they'll produce the biggest tomatoes. But according to the Amish, that's a rookie mistake. A seedling that grows too tall too fast usually has a weak root system that can't support its size. Once transplanted, it struggles to take in enough water, leading to stunted growth or transplant shock. Instead, Amish gardeners look for tomato seedlings with sturdy, thick stems and healthy green leaves. These plants are slow growers with strong, deep roots that can support them throughout the season. Choosing the right seedling makes all the difference between a thriving plant and a struggling one, and this small decision can mean the difference between a full harvest and a disappointing season. Number 23. Deadhead flowers for extra bloom. Think of deadheading flowers like giving your plants a fresh haircut. Snip off the old and they'll grow back fuller and better. Amish gardeners have been using this trick for generations to keep their flowers thriving, and science backs it up. Deadheaded plants can pump out up to 50% more blooms. Here's how it works. When you remove faded flowers, the plant stops wasting energy on seed production and shifts back into bloom mode. Just pinch or cut spent flowers just above the nearest healthy leaf or bud. Garden refresh activated, but don't go overboard. If you want seeds for next season, leave a few blooms standing toward the end. Otherwise, keep snipping and let those flowers keep coming. Number 22. Organic soil superchargers. The Amish don't rely on synthetic fertilizers. Instead, they use natural boosters that feed the soil and plants simultaneously. Before planting, they add compost tea, liquid seaweed, kelp meal, or alfalfa meal into the planting hole. These organic fertilizers slowly release nutrients, providing plants with a steady supply of minerals, microbes, and organic matter that helps them establish strong roots. Unlike chemical fertilizers that give plants a quick boost but damage soil over time, these organic alternatives improve the soil with each season, making it richer and more fertile. Amish gardens become self-sustaining ecosystems, where the soil only gets better the longer it's used. Number 21. Boost tomatoes with banana peels. Your morning banana isn't just breakfast, it's a secret weapon for growing better tomatoes. Amish gardeners, known for their no-waste approach, have long used banana peels as a natural fertilizer, and science backs them up. These peels are loaded with potassium, up to 42% according to lab tests, which helps strengthen stems, improve disease resistance, and boost fruit flavor. To use them, cut the peels into small pieces and bury them about an inch deep around your tomato plants. As they break down, they slowly release nutrients, acting like a slow-drip energy drink for your plants. But moderation is key. Too many banana peels, and you might end up with more fruit flies than tomatoes. Keep it balanced, and your garden and your neighbors will thank you. Number 20. Only tomatoes belong deep. Most seedlings should be transplanted at the same depth they were grown in their containers, but there's one major exception. Tomatoes. While other plants rot if buried too deep, tomato stems have a unique ability. They can grow new roots from anywhere along their length. This means Amish gardeners bury tomato seedlings up to their lowest set of leaves, allowing them to develop a massive, strong root system. This technique makes tomatoes more resistant to drought, stronger in storms, and capable of producing a bigger, healthier harvest. It's an old trick that modern gardeners often overlook, but it's one of the biggest game changers for growing massive, juicy tomatoes. Number 19. Stop weeds with vinegar or bleach. Weeds don't have to win, and you don't need to drop a fortune on chemicals to fight back. Amish farmers have been using simple household ingredients, vinegar and bleach, to keep unwanted plants in check, and science backs it up. White vinegar, with its 5% acetic acid content, is a natural weed assassin, especially on hot, sunny days when it zaps weeds with maximum power. For tougher invaders, bleach is the next level, basically the nuclear option. But be warned, bleach is harsher on soil, so use it sparingly unless you're cool with nothing growing there for a while. The key? Precision. These solutions don't discriminate. If they touch your beloved plants, it's game over. Number 18. Plant seeds point down. Want to give your seeds a head start? Plant them pointy end down. It's like handing them a built-in GPS for faster germination. Amish gardeners have been using this trick for generations, and science backs it up. Seeds planted in the right orientation can sprout up to 2 days faster. Here's why it works. The pointed end usually contains the root tip, and when it's already facing down, the seed doesn't waste energy figuring out which way to grow. More efficiency means quicker, stronger seedlings. Of course, this only applies to seeds with a clear, pointy end. If you're squinting at a carrot seed trying to find its direction, save yourself the headache and just plant normally. Number 17. Sow thick, transplant strong. In gardening, a little crowding can actually be a good thing. Amish farmers have been using this trick for generations. Sow seeds densely in a small space first, then transplant the strongest ones once they're about 2 inches tall. Think of it like packing a concert venue with seedlings before letting the best performers take center stage in your garden. There's real science behind it too. Studies show that seeds germinate up to 15% better when planted closely together thanks to shared warmth and moisture. Plus, this method lets you pick the strongest, healthiest plants for your prime garden spots, while the smaller ones can be moved to containers or gifted to friends. It's like running a seedling boot camp. The toughest make it to the big leagues, and the rest still get a shot at a good home. Number 16. Grow what you love. Why grow vegetables no one in your house actually eats? Amish farmers keep it practical. Plant what you love and your harvest won't go to waste. Too often gardeners get excited about something exotic, only to realize later that no one wants it. That artichoke patch might sound adventurous, but if your family treats artichokes like pine cones, it's probably not worth the space. Instead, stick to the staples: tomatoes, lettuce, herbs, or whatever regularly lands on your dinner plate. One gardener realized after a year of tracking meals that her family devoured snap peas but barely touched Brussels sprouts. So she stopped growing them. Simple as that. The best garden isn't the one with the most variety. It's the one that keeps your fridge stocked and your meals fresh. Number 15. Marigolds keep bugs away. Marigolds might look like just another splash of color in the garden, but they're actually working overtime as natural pest repellents, something Amish farmers have known for generations. These fiery blooms don't just brighten up your vegetable patch, they act like tiny security guards, keeping unwanted bugs at bay. Their strong scent throws off pests like aphids, whiteflies, and even some beetles, while their roots release compounds that send soil-dwelling nematodes packing. Gardeners who plant marigolds around their vegetable beds swear by their ability to cut down on insect invasions. Number 14. Vinegar keeps tools clean. Garden tools are like loyal sidekicks. Take care of them and they'll stick with you for years. Amish farmers, known for their well-maintained tools that last generations, have a simple trick to keep them in top shape: vinegar. A quick soak in white vinegar works wonders on rust and grime. The acetic acid dissolves corrosion without damaging the metal, making old tools look almost new. Just let them sit for a few hours, then scrub off any remaining rust, dry them thoroughly, and they're good to go. Skipping the drying step? Bad idea. Wet tools rust faster than you can misplace them. And while vinegar works magic on metal, maybe don't use the same batch for your next salad dressing. Some things are better kept separate. Number 13. Save rainwater for irrigation. Harvesting rainwater is a game changer for both your garden and your water bill. Amish communities have long relied on this simple, sustainable practice, and it's easier than you think. A well-placed barrel under your downspout can collect hundreds of gallons of free, chemical-free water over the season. Unlike tap water, rainwater is free of chlorine and fluoride, making it the premium choice for plant hydration. Its natural acidity even helps soil nutrients become more available, giving your plants a healthy boost. And let's be honest, why pay for water when the sky literally gives it away? Just don't forget to cover your barrels with a screen unless you're looking to open a mosquito motel in your backyard. Number 12. Blend tiny seeds with cornmeal. Planting tiny seeds can feel like trying to sprinkle fairy dust. Impossible to see, easy to overdo. That's where an old Amish trick comes in. Mix your seeds with cornmeal. The bright yellow contrast makes it easy to spot where you've sown, ensuring even distribution instead of random clusters. Beyond visibility, the cornmeal helps prevent clumping, so your carrots don't end up growing in tangled bunches. Plus, it's biodegradable and harmless to the soil. The only downside? Birds might think you're serving breakfast, but with any luck, they'll leave the seeds and just take the side dish. Number 11. Grow potatoes in barrels. Sometimes the best gardens grow up instead of out. Just ask Amish farmers who've been maximizing space for generations. Growing potatoes in barrels is like stacking your way to a jackpot of spuds. Start by planting seed potatoes in a few inches of soil at the bottom, then keep adding more soil as the plants grow. Here's the magic. Every time you cover more of the stem, the plant produces extra tubers along its buried section. Instead of a modest underground harvest, you end up with a barrel full of potatoes, potentially 5 times more than a traditional garden bed. And when it's time to harvest, just tip the barrel and watch the spuds spill out like buried treasure. Number 10. Manure tea supercharges plants. Manure tea might not be the most glamorous part of gardening, but even the Amish know that sometimes the best plant boosters come from the least appealing sources. This nutrient-packed brew is basically compost in liquid form, making it easier for plants to absorb. Just take well-aged manure, stuff it into a cloth bag, and steep it in water for a few days. Kind of like making tea, if tea smelled terrible and made your plants ridiculously happy. Once it's ready, dilute it until it looks like weak tea and pour it around your plants. A single 5-gallon batch can keep your garden thriving for weeks. Number 9. Bury fish scraps for fertilization. The idea of burying fish scraps in your garden might seem old school, but it's been a go-to method for centuries, and for good reason. Amish gardeners still use this trick because fish naturally break down into a powerhouse of nutrients, delivering nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium right to plant roots. Just dig a hole about a foot deep, drop in the scraps, and cover them well. As they decompose, they supercharge the soil, helping plants grow stronger and healthier. Some gardeners swear by this method for tomatoes and corn, saying the difference is night and day. The only catch? Bury them deep enough unless you want every stray cat or raccoon in the neighborhood showing up for a seafood buffet. Handle that part right and you'll have a thriving garden with nature doing most of the work. Number 8. Broken terracotta makes great markers. When life gives you broken pots, turn them into garden markers. Instead of tossing those shattered terracotta pieces, repurpose them into durable rustic labels. An approach straight out of the Amish playbook of making everything useful. Just grab a permanent marker, write the plant names on the shards, and stick them in the soil. The earthy tones blend naturally into the garden, and unlike flimsy plastic markers, these won't fade, crack, or blow away in the wind. It's a simple, waste-free solution that keeps your garden organized while giving those broken pots a second life. Plus, it beats trying to remember if that mystery sprout is basil or a weed. Number 7. Rotate crops. Crop rotation might sound complicated, but it's really just musical chairs for plants. And your soil wins every time. Amish farmers have used this method for generations because switching up plant locations each season keeps the soil balanced and productive. The reason it works is that different crops pull different nutrients from the soil, and some, like beans and peas, actually give back by fixing nitrogen. A smart rotation might go from heavy feeders like tomatoes to nitrogen-replenishing beans, then to light feeders like carrots. This cycle helps prevent nutrient depletion, cuts down on soil-borne diseases, and even reduces pest problems. The only challenge? Keeping track of what went where. Some gardeners use maps while others rely on memory until a surprise squash plant pops up in the lettuce bed. Either way, every season is a learning experience. Number 6, human hair to the rescue. Deer and rabbits tend to steer clear of areas that smell like people, making hair a natural scent-based deterrent. Just collect loose hair from your brush, or if you're feeling resourceful, ask your barber for a bag of clippings. Sprinkle it around your garden's perimeter and watch as pests start second-guessing their dinner plans. Bonus? As the hair breaks down, it releases nitrogen into the soil, giving your plants a slow, natural boost. And if anyone wonders why their hair ties keep disappearing, just tell them they're part of an advanced garden security system. Number 5. Compost kitchen scraps. Turning kitchen scraps into compost is like letting nature run its own recycling program. Efficient, sustainable, and great for your garden. Amish farmers have mastered this waste-nothing approach, transforming everyday food scraps into nutrient-rich soil boosters. Instead of tossing banana peels, coffee grounds, and veggie scraps, layer them with dried leaves, grass clippings, and a bit of soil in a bin or pile. Microorganisms will get to work breaking everything down into rich, dark compost, often called black gold, by gardeners. Depending on your climate and how often you turn the pile, the process takes anywhere from 2 to 6 months. Number 4. Save and dry seeds. Long before garden centers stocked shelves with seed packets, communities like the Amish mastered the art of seed saving, a way to preserve the best of each harvest for seasons to come. Think of it as a time capsule of your garden's greatest hits. Start by choosing seeds from your healthiest, most productive plants, the ones that gave you the juiciest tomatoes or the crispest cucumbers. Dry them completely in a cool, dark place because even a little moisture can turn your seed stash into an unplanned science experiment. Label everything unless you enjoy the chaos of expecting carrots and getting pumpkins. Store your seeds in paper envelopes or glass jars, and by next spring you'll have a homegrown collection ready to kickstart another successful garden. No seed catalog required. Number 3. Coffee grounds in rich soil. Most people toss their used coffee grounds, but gardeners, especially those following Amish traditions, know better. These leftovers from your morning brew are packed with nitrogen, a key nutrient for healthy plant growth. Sprinkle them around the base of your plants or mix them into your compost pile to give the soil a natural boost. Even earthworms love them, happily breaking them down into rich, plant-friendly material. Just don't overdo it. Too many coffee grounds can make the soil too acidic. Number 2. Feed plants with boiled egg water. Next time you boil eggs, don't let that nutrient-rich water go to waste. Your plants will love it. As eggs cook, they release calcium into the water, which strengthens plant cell walls and helps prevent common issues like blossom end rot in tomatoes and peppers. Think of it as a protein shake for your garden, minus the overpriced powder and gym membership. Just be sure to let the water cool completely before using it. Your plants don't want a hot soak any more than you'd enjoy an ice-cold shower. Keep this habit up, and your garden will repay you with stronger, healthier growth. No fancy fertilizer needed. Number 1. Put copper penny in pots. Sometimes the simplest tricks are the most effective, and Amish gardeners have long known that a humble copper penny can help keep plants healthy. Drop a clean penny into your plant pot before adding soil, and you've got a built-in fungal defense system. The thing is, copper ions slowly release into the soil, creating an environment where mold and mildew struggle to take hold. It's like having a microscopic bodyguard protecting your plant's roots. The garden secret's hidden in a penny jar. Start with something simple. Toss a copper penny in your plant pots. It sounds silly, but copper is a sneaky mold fighter. It keeps roots clean and strong without buying any sprays. Just give your penny a rinse before it goes into the dirt. That green crust? Not helpful. Now you've got a tiny guardian hiding under the soil, ready to block the bad guys. But what happens when the copper starts to whisper back? We'll get to that. When you boil eggs for breakfast, keep the water. Don't pour it down the sink. Let it cool, then pour it on your tomatoes or peppers. That egg water's full of calcium, and calcium helps plants grow tough and tall. It's like muscle milk for your garden. It also saves water, which is a bonus when the weather turns hot. After sipping your tea, don't ditch the bags or leaves. Dry them, then sprinkle them around your plants or drop them straight into the dirt. They break down slowly, sending out little bits of food for your garden friends. Green tea, especially, is loaded with nitrogen. That makes it perfect for spinach, lettuce, and kale. Just yank off those metal staples before you dig them in. Used coffee grounds work like plant energy bars. After your cup is done, let those dark grounds cool, then sprinkle them around your flowers and veggies. They boost nitrogen and invite in earthworms, which means your soil gets extra fluffy and rich. Not too much, though. A thick layer turns sour. Just a light hand does the trick. Next time you crack an egg, think twice before tossing the shell. Rinse it out, poke a little hole in the bottom, fill it with dirt, and plant a seed. You've just made a tiny starter pot that breaks down in the ground later. It gives calcium to your baby plant and keeps waste out of the bin. Stack them in an egg carton for extra cuteness. The Amish don't just buy seeds every year, they save them from their best crops. If a tomato plant gave huge, juicy fruit, take those seeds. Dry them fully. Store them in a cool place in labeled paper envelopes or glass jars. Next spring, you'll have your own stash. Just don't forget the labels. Nothing's more awkward than planting peppers and growing pumpkins. Banana peels, apple cores, coffee grounds, they're not garbage. They're garden snacks. The Amish pile them up with leaves and a pinch of dirt and let them rot into what they call black gold. That stuff feeds every part of your garden. Turn the pile once a week and keep meat and dairy far away unless you want raccoons joining the party. Hair from your brush isn't just for the trash. Deer and rabbits don't like the smell of humans, and hair is full of it. Sprinkle it around your garden's edges to keep the nibblers out. It also breaks down over time and adds nitrogen to your soil. One handful feeds a chunk of garden for months. Bonus, your hair ties might stop disappearing. Moving your crops around each year isn't just busy work, it keeps the soil fresh. Beans leave nitrogen behind. Tomatoes suck it up. Carrots need very little. By playing a little plant rotation game, you stop diseases from sticking around and your soil gets a better balance. Keep a notebook or draw a map to remember who grew where. Fish scraps sound gross, but they're fertilizer gold. Bury them deep near big, hungry plants like squash and corn. As they break down, they release nutrients slowly. Your plants get a buffet under the soil. No need for bags of expensive plant food. Use rainwater when you can. Stick out buckets when it pours. Rainwater's soft and free of the stuff that makes tap water rough on leaves. Plants drink it up fast and look greener afterward. Plus, it's free. Can't beat that. Mulch with what you've got. Grass clippings, leaves, straw, shredded newspaper. A nice layer around your plants keeps weeds down and water locked in. It also breaks down slowly, feeding the soil underneath without you lifting a finger. Dig holes with old kitchen tools. The Amish aren't grabbing fancy gadgets. A broken spoon, a rusted ladle. Those become tools in the dirt. Anything that scoops or stabs a little works. Less spending, more growing. Next, try something with a penny. 2. Crushed eggshells for calcium. Instead of throwing away eggshells, why not turn them into plant vitamins? Eggshells are packed with calcium, which helps prevent blossom end rot in tomatoes, peppers, and squash. If you've ever seen a sad, mushy-bottomed tomato, that's calcium deficiency at work. The fix is easy. Rinse out your eggshells, let them dry, and then crush them into small pieces. Sprinkle them around your plants, and as they break down, they'll release calcium into the soil. Think of it as slow-release plant food. For an extra boost, blend the shells into a powder. This helps them break down faster so your plants can absorb the calcium sooner. Plus, crushed eggshells double as a natural pest deterrent. Slugs and snails hate crawling over sharp edges. It's like walking barefoot on Lego bricks. 3. Water plants with cooled boiled egg water. Speaking of eggs, here's another way to squeeze every last nutrient out of them. When you boil eggs, don't dump that water down the drain. It's loaded with calcium from the eggshells. Instead, let it cool and use it to water your plants. Think of it like a protein shake for your garden. Okay, maybe not a protein shake, but definitely a calcium boost. Tomatoes, peppers, and roses especially love this trick since they tend to struggle with calcium deficiencies. Just make sure to let the water cool completely before using it. Your plants don't want a hot bath any more than you do after a long day in the sun, and if you're worried about the smell, don't be. Once the water cools, it's completely odorless. 4. Sprinkle baking soda on soil. Baking soda is one of those magical things that fixes everything. Smelly fridge, baking soda. Stubborn stain, baking soda. Pesky fungal infections in the garden, you guessed it. Baking soda. A light sprinkle of baking soda on soil creates an environment where fungal spores struggle to survive. Powdery mildew, that white, dusty stuff that covers your plants like an uninvited party guest, absolutely hates baking soda. For best results, mix a tablespoon of baking soda with a gallon of water and spray it on your plant leaves. This works wonders for cucumbers, roses, and zucchini, which are often targets for fungal issues. Just don't go overboard. Too much baking soda can make your soil too alkaline, which isn't great for most plants. Think of it like salt on your fries. A little enhances the flavor, but dump too much and it's ruined. 5. Enrich soil with coffee grounds. Do you drink coffee every morning? If so, congratulations. You've got a free source of nitrogen for your garden. Coffee grounds are packed with this essential nutrient and plants love it. Instead of throwing them in the trash, sprinkle used coffee grounds around your plants. They act as a natural fertilizer, improving soil structure and helping plants grow lush and green. Plus, worms absolutely love coffee grounds. And more worms mean better soil. It's a win-win. But here's the thing, used coffee grounds are slightly acidic, which is great for acid-loving plants like blueberries, azaleas, and hydrangeas. However, too much can throw off the pH balance of your soil, so moderation is key. And if you're worried about caffeine affecting your plants, don't be. Most of the caffeine is removed during the brewing process, so your tomatoes won't start jittering like they've had one too many espressos. 6. Save and dry seeds. Before grocery stores and garden centers, people had to save their own seeds. The Amish still do it, and honestly, it's a genius move. The idea is simple. Pick the healthiest, most productive plants and save their seeds for next season. This way, you're naturally selecting the best genetics for your garden. For example, if you grew a tomato plant that produced a ridiculous amount of fruit, save some seeds from that plant. Let them dry completely, store them in a paper envelope, and label them so you don't forget what they are. This method isn't just smart, it saves money too. Why buy seeds every year when you can grow them yourself? Plus, there's something incredibly satisfying about growing a plant from a seed you saved with your own hands. 7. Scatter hair for pest control. Yes, you heard that right. Human hair keeps animals like rabbits and deer out of your garden. They hate the scent and will steer clear once they sniff it. If you have long hair and brush it often, just collect the loose strands and scatter them around your plants. If you want to go all out, visit a local barber and ask for a bag of clippings. It might sound weird, but your garden will thank you. Hair also adds nitrogen to the soil as it decomposes. Double win. And if your family members start wondering why you're hoarding hair, just tell them it's an Amish gardening secret. 8. Repel insects with marigolds. Marigolds are like security guards for your garden. They repel pests while looking absolutely stunning. Plant them around your vegetable beds to keep aphids, mosquitoes, and nematodes away. Their scent confuses pests, making it harder for them to find your crops. And here's a bonus. Marigolds attract pollinators like bees and butterflies, which means better fruit and vegetable production. 9. Use leftover tea as fertilizer. Instead of tossing used tea leaves, mix them into your soil. Tea contains nitrogen, phosphorus, and tannins that plants love. Green tea in particular has 4 times more nitrogen than coffee grounds, making it a fantastic natural fertilizer. Just make sure to remove any staples from tea bags before burying them. 10. Mix tiny seeds with cornmeal. Tiny seeds are a nightmare to plant evenly. One second, you're sprinkling them gently, and the next, they're all clumped together like kids at recess. Mixing small seeds with cornmeal makes them easier to spread evenly. This simple trick can improve germination rates by up to 30%. Ever had your carrots grow in a tangled mess because the seeds were too close together? Well, this hack will make sure that never happens again. 11. Repel ants with vinegar spray. Ants are the ultimate crashers of the garden party. One moment you're admiring your plants, and the next, a tiny parade of them is making its way through your flower bed like they own the place. It's time to show them they're not on the guest list. The Amish, known for their no-nonsense approach to gardening, have long favored vinegar for keeping pests at bay. White vinegar disrupts the ants' scent trails, making it nearly impossible for them to find their way back to their hideout. It's like scrambling the GPS on a road trip. Just mix equal parts vinegar and water in a spray bottle, then spritz it around problem areas. Be careful not to spray directly on plants though, because vinegar is strong enough to damage leaves. If you've got an anthill nearby, pour a little straight vinegar on it and watch them pack up and leave like they just got evicted. 12. Make manure tea for fertilizer. Before you cringe at the words manure tea, hear us out. The Amish have been using this liquid gold for centuries, and if there's one thing they know, it's how to grow healthy plants without store-bought fertilizers. Manure tea is exactly what it sounds like. It's made by soaking aged manure in water, creating a nutrient-rich solution that plants absolutely love. Just think of it as a power smoothie for your soil. To make it, grab a burlap sack or an old pillowcase, fill it with well-aged manure, cow, horse, or chicken manure works best, and dunk it into a 5-gallon bucket of water. Let it steep for about 3 days, stirring occasionally. Once the water turns a rich brown color, it's ready. Just dilute it before pouring it around your plants. If you can get past the name, your plants will thank you with lush, vibrant growth. Just don't mistake it for your morning tea. 13. Grow potatoes in barrels. If you've ever tried growing potatoes the traditional way, you know it involves a lot of digging, backache, and the occasional surprise when you unearth a spud you forgot you planted. There's a better way, and it's as simple as using a barrel. This method, often used in Amish communities where efficiency is key, turns one barrel into a vertical potato factory. Start by placing seed potatoes near the bottom with a layer of soil. As the plants grow, keep adding more soil until you reach the top. When harvest time comes, just tip over the barrel and collect your potatoes. 14. Practice companion planting. Some plants just belong together like peanut butter and jelly. Others, well, they don't. The Amish, with their deep understanding of natural growing methods, have perfected the art of companion planting. For example, planting basil next to tomatoes not only improves their flavor but also keeps pests away. Marigolds planted near vegetables repel insects. While carrots and onions are best friends, onions confuse carrot flies and carrots return the favor by deterring onion pests. 15. Control weeds with vinegar or bleach. Weeds are the freeloaders of the garden. You didn't invite them, you don't want them, and yet they pop up anyway. Vinegar is a quick, natural way to send them packing. Spray it directly onto weeds on a hot day, and within 24 hours they'll start to shrivel up. Bleach works too, but it's stronger and sticks around in the soil longer, so use it sparingly. 16. Rub aloe vera on plant cuts. Ever had a plant break a stem and wondered if there was anything you could do to help it heal? Turns out aloe vera, the same thing you use for sunburn, works wonders on plant injuries too. The Amish rely on natural remedies, and aloe vera is a powerful one. It has antibacterial and antifungal properties that protect cut stems from infections, helping them heal faster. Just cut open an aloe leaf, scoop out the gel, and gently rub it onto the damaged area. This trick works especially well for succulents and fragile plants that tend to snap easily. And hey, if you accidentally get a scratch while gardening, go ahead and use a little on yourself too. It's a 2-for-1 deal. 17. Grow cuttings in a potato. Rooting plant cuttings can sometimes feel like a gamble. Will they grow, or will they just sit there looking sad? One way to improve your odds is by using a potato. Yes, a potato. Amish gardeners have been using this trick for ages because it provides moisture, nutrients, and a stable base for new roots to form. Just poke a small hole in a raw potato, stick your cutting inside, and plant the whole thing in the soil. The potato keeps the cutting hydrated while slowly breaking down, feeding the plant as it grows. It's like nature's little nursery for baby plants. And if someone catches you planting potatoes in weird places, just tell them you're experimenting. That always makes you sound like a genius. 18. Collect rainwater for irrigation. Watering your garden doesn't have to mean running up your water bill. The Amish have been collecting rainwater for centuries, and for good reason. It's free, natural, and contains no chemicals like chlorine or fluoride. All you need is a rain barrel placed under your gutter downspout. A single storm can fill up a barrel in no time, giving you gallons of fresh, untreated water for your plants. This is especially handy during dry spells. Instead of watching your plants wilt while the hose sits idle, you'll have a backup supply ready to go. Once you start collecting rainwater, you'll wonder why you ever paid for what nature provides for free. 19. Label everything clearly. If you've ever planted something and later had no idea what it was, welcome to the club. Mystery plants can be fun, but when you're trying to plant a garden, it's better to know what's what. The solution is simple. Label everything. Use wooden stakes, rocks, or even broken terracotta pieces to write the names of your plants. Permanent markers work fine, but if you want it to last, use weatherproof paint. 20. Sprinkle cinnamon on seedlings. Cinnamon is a powerful antifungal agent that protects young seedlings from damping off disease, a sneaky problem that causes them to suddenly collapse and die. A light sprinkle of cinnamon over the soil creates a barrier that keeps fungi in check. It also repels pests like ants and gnats, which is a nice bonus. 21. Use matchsticks in soil for magnesium. Most people use matchsticks to light candles or campfires, but did you know they can also give your plants a much-needed nutrient boost? Wooden matchsticks contain magnesium and sulfur, Two minerals that help plants grow strong and healthy. All you have to do is stick 4 or 5 unused wooden matches into the soil around each plant. As they break down, they release nutrients into the soil, acting like tiny, slow-release fertilizer sticks. This trick works especially well for acid-loving plants like tomatoes, peppers, and roses. It's simple, inexpensive, and doesn't require any fancy gardening skills. 22. Sprinkle wood ash on soil for a potassium boost. If you have a fireplace or fire pit, you might be sitting on a secret stash of plant food. Wood ash is packed with potassium and phosphorus, 2 essential nutrients that help plants develop strong roots and produce more flowers and fruit. The Amish, who waste nothing, have been using wood ash in their gardens for generations. To try it yourself, sprinkle a light dusting of cooled wood ash around your plants, about 1 cup per square yard. Just be careful not to overdo it. Too much can make the soil too alkaline, which some plants won't appreciate. And make sure you're using plain wood ash, not the kind from charcoal briquettes or treated wood. Your plants want nutrients, not chemicals. 23. Grow what you love. Gardening should be enjoyable, not a chore. If you're growing vegetables you don't even like eating, what's the point? The Amish focus on practicality in everything they do, and their gardens are no different. They grow what their families actually eat. Before you plant anything, ask yourself what you love to cook. If you're all about homemade pasta sauce, tomatoes and basil should be at the top of your list. If salads are your thing, grow lettuce, cucumbers, and carrots. This simple mindset shift makes gardening more rewarding. Instead of dreading the work, you'll be excited for the harvest. And nothing beats the taste of homegrown food you actually want to eat, right? 24. Cover pots with plastic bags for humidity. Have you ever struggled to keep plants alive indoors? One reason could be that the air in your home is too dry, especially in the winter. The Amish, who rely on simple and effective methods, often create mini greenhouses using clear plastic bags. Here's how you can do it. After watering your plant, place a clear plastic bag loosely over the pot, making sure it doesn't touch the leaves. This traps moisture and creates a humid environment, which is perfect for tropical plants or seedlings. Make sure to poke a few holes in the bag for airflow. You don't want to turn your plant into a steam-cooked vegetable. This method keeps plants happy and healthy without the need for fancy gadgets. 25. Place ice cubes on soil for slow watering. Ever poured water on a plant only to watch it drain out faster than you can say, well, that was a waste? Some plants, like orchids and succulents, prefer a slow and steady drink rather than a sudden flood. That's where ice cubes come in. Just place 2 or 3 ice cubes on the soil surface and let them melt naturally. This allows the water to soak in gradually, hydrating the roots without overwhelming them. This trick is especially useful for hanging plants or pots with poor drainage. Instead of water pooling at the bottom, the ice cubes ensure an even, controlled release. 26. Place coffee filters in pots to prevent soil loss. If you've ever watered a potted plant and watched soil escape through the drainage holes like it's making a run for it, you're not alone. Luckily, the solution is as simple as grabbing a coffee filter. Before adding soil to a pot, place a coffee filter over the drainage hole. This keeps the dirt in while still allowing excess water to drain properly. It's like a safety net for your soil. The Amish love simple, practical solutions, and this is definitely one of them. Over time, the filter naturally breaks down, but by then your plant's roots will be established and the soil will stay put. No more muddy messes, just happy, well-watered plants. 27. Use pencil shavings as mulch. Next time you sharpen a pencil, don't toss the shavings. Believe it or not, those tiny wood curls can be put to good use in your garden. Pencil shavings act as a natural mulch, helping retain moisture in the soil while keeping pests like gnats and fungus at bay. Cedarwood pencils work best since cedar naturally repels insects. Just sprinkle a small handful of shavings around the base of your plants and they'll break down over time, adding organic matter to the soil. It's recycling at its finest. Plus, your garden will smell like freshly sharpened pencils, which is oddly satisfying. 28. Use onion skins as fertilizer. Onion skins might seem like useless kitchen waste, but they're actually packed with potassium, calcium, and magnesium, nutrients that help plants grow strong and vibrant. Instead of tossing them in the trash, soak the skins in water for 3 days to create a nutrient-rich tea. Then use the water to feed your plants. You can also bury the skins directly in the soil where they'll slowly break down and enrich the earth. The Amish make use of everything, and this is a perfect example of turning scraps into something useful. Who knew onions could do more than just make you cry? 29. Spray vinegar to keep rabbits away. Rabbits might be adorable, but they can wreak havoc on your garden. If you're tired of them treating your plants like an all-you-can-eat buffet, vinegar can help. Soak a few cotton balls in white vinegar and place them around the edges of your garden. Rabbits hate the smell and will steer clear. You can also spray a diluted vinegar solution around your plants. Just be careful not to get it on the leaves. This trick is chemical-free, easy, and effective. No more half-eaten veggies, just happy, untouched plants. 30. Insulate pots with wool socks. You know how you wear thick socks in the winter to keep your feet warm? Well, your plants could use the same treatment. Wrapping potted plants in wool socks helps insulate them from sudden temperature changes. This is especially helpful for outdoor pots in colder months. The wool traps heat, keeping the roots warmer and protecting them from frost. The Amish, who rely on natural materials, have long used wool as an insulator, and it works just as well in the garden as it does on your feet. Simply slip an old wool sock over the base of the pot or wrap the entire container. Your plants will stay cozy even when the temperature drops, and if your neighbors ask why your plants are wearing socks, just tell them they get cold too. 31. Put plants in the bathroom for extra humidity. If you have ever struggled to keep moisture-loving plants happy, your bathroom might just be the perfect home for them. The constant humidity from showers creates a tropical environment that ferns, orchids, and peace lilies absolutely love. Instead of misting your plants every 5 minutes like an overprotective plant parent, just let them enjoy the natural steam from your daily routine. It is an effortless way to keep plants hydrated without any extra work. If your bathroom has a window, even better. Just make sure they are getting enough light. If not, a grow light can do the trick too. 32. Use stale beer to trap slugs. Slugs might love your garden, but they love beer even more. If these slimy intruders are munching on your plants, a simple dish of stale beer can lure them away. Just bury a small bowl or cup in the soil so the rim is level with the ground, then fill it with old beer. Slugs will crawl in, thinking they have found a free drink, but they won't make it back out. This trick is an old-time favorite, even in Amish communities where chemical pesticides are avoided. 33. Add charcoal to terrariums to keep them fresh. Terrariums are like tiny magical worlds in glass containers, but they can start smelling funky if the environment gets too damp. That is where charcoal comes in. The Amish have long used charcoal to purify water and freshen up indoor spaces. In a terrarium, charcoal absorbs excess moisture, filters out impurities, and keeps everything smelling fresh. It is like a natural air purifier for plants. To use it, just sprinkle a thin layer of activated charcoal at the bottom of your terrarium before adding soil. This will prevent mold and bad odors from developing. Your plants will stay healthier and your terrarium will look and smell as fresh as the day you set it up. 34. Use cotton string for biodegradable plant ties. Plants sometimes need a little support, but plastic ties can be too harsh and don't break down over time. Instead, use cotton string as a biodegradable, plant-friendly alternative. Cotton string is soft, won't cut into delicate stems, and naturally decomposes over time, meaning you won't have to worry about retrieving it later. It is especially great for staking tomatoes, training vines, or securing young trees. The Amish, who avoid wasteful materials, often use natural fibers for gardening. This simple switch keeps your plants supported while staying eco-friendly and hassle-free. Plus, no more plastic eyesores in your beautiful garden. 35. Water plants at night in summer. Summer heat can be brutal, and plants feel it just as much as we do. Watering during the day is almost pointless because most of it evaporates before it even reaches the roots. The best solution is to water in the evening when temperatures are cooler. At night, water has time to seep deep into the soil, giving plants the hydration they need without the sun stealing half of it. Just make sure to water the base of the plants, not the leaves, to prevent mold and mildew. 36. Use newspaper to make biodegradable seed pots. Why buy seed trays when you can make your own using something you already have at home? The Amish are big on repurposing materials, and this hack fits right into that philosophy. Newspaper seed pots are not just free, but they are also biodegradable, which means you can plant them directly in the soil when your seedlings are ready. Just roll sheets of newspaper into small cups, fill them with soil, and plant your seeds. As the plants grow, the newspaper will break down naturally, adding organic matter to the soil. It is a simple way to start seeds without plastic waste. 37. Use cloves to repel pests. Bugs might love your garden, but they hate the smell of cloves. If ants, aphids, or even mosquitoes are bothering your plants, a few dried cloves can send them packing. Simply scatter whole cloves around your garden beds or place them in small mesh bags near problem areas. The strong scent confuses pests and makes your plants less inviting. The Amish, who rely on natural pest deterrents, often use cloves and other strong-smelling spices to protect their crops. Best of all, this method is completely chemical-free and safe for pets and plants. 38. Use terracotta pots for slow watering. Keeping plants hydrated without overwatering can be tricky, but terracotta pots can do the job for you. Small unglazed terracotta pots buried in the soil act as natural slow-drip irrigation systems. Simply bury a pot near your plants, leaving the top exposed. Fill it with water, and the porous material will gradually release moisture into the surrounding soil as needed. This method, often used in Amish gardens, ensures deep, even watering without wasting a single drop. Plus, it means less watering for you, making your garden practically take care of itself. 39. Grow seedlings in eggshells. Eggshells are not just good for compost, they also make perfect biodegradable seed pots. Just crack eggs near the top, rinse out the shells, and poke a small hole in the bottom for drainage. Fill each shell with soil, plant your seeds, and watch them grow. When the seedlings are ready to be transplanted, you can plant the whole thing in the ground. The eggshell will break down over time, releasing calcium into the soil. This trick is great for tomatoes, peppers, and other calcium-loving plants. Plus, it is a fun, zero-waste way to give your seedlings a strong start. 40. Use crushed clam or oyster shells for soil enrichment. If you live near the coast or enjoy seafood, your discarded clam and oyster shells can be a secret weapon for your garden. These shells are packed with calcium, which helps prevent blossom end rot in tomatoes and peppers. Crush the shells into small pieces and mix them into the soil or compost. Over time, they break down slowly, releasing minerals that strengthen plant cell walls and improve root growth. The Amish, who often rely on natural soil amendments, use shells in their farming to keep soil healthy. Instead of throwing them away, let your old seafood dinner give back to your garden. 41. Use rice water as a natural fertilizer. Next time you rinse rice before cooking, save the water. That cloudy liquid is full of starch, vitamins, and minerals that plants love. Rice water feeds beneficial bacteria in the soil, boosts plant growth, and provides a gentle nutrient boost. Simply let it cool and use it to water your plants. It is particularly great for houseplants, leafy greens, and flowering plants. Who knew something as simple as rinsing rice could double as plant food? It's a zero-waste hack that turns something you would normally dump down the drain into a secret gardening weapon. 42. Grow mushrooms in used coffee grounds. If you drink coffee every day, you're sitting on a goldmine of mushroom-growing material. Mushrooms love nutrient-rich coffee grounds, making them the perfect growing medium. Pack used coffee grounds into a container, mix in mushroom spores, and keep it in a cool, dark place. In just a few weeks, fresh mushrooms will start sprouting. The Amish are experts at reusing natural materials to cultivate food, and this trick follows that same principle. If you have ever wanted to grow your own mushrooms, this is the easiest way to start. 43. Make a DIY self-watering planter with a water bottle. Ever gone away for a weekend only to return to drooping, thirsty plants? A simple upside-down water bottle can keep them hydrated while you're away. Fill a plastic bottle with water, poke a few tiny holes in the cap, and bury it upside down near your plant's roots. Water will slowly seep out, keeping the soil moist without overwatering. The Amish prefer low-maintenance solutions that work with nature, and this trick does exactly that. No more plant emergencies when you take a short trip. Just set it and forget it. 44. Use burlap sacks to protect plants from frost. A sudden cold snap can wipe out a garden overnight, but a simple burlap sack can save your plants from freezing. Before a frost, gently drape burlap over your plants, securing the edges with stones or stakes. It traps warmth while allowing air circulation, keeping plants safe from frost damage. The Amish, who farm year-round, often use natural fabric coverings to extend growing seasons. Unlike plastic, burlap allows plants to breathe so they stay cozy without suffocating. 45. Use cardboard to stop weeds from growing. Weeds love bare soil, but a simple layer of cardboard can block them before they sprout. Lay flattened cardboard over problem areas, wet it down, and cover it with mulch. It smothers weeds, prevents seeds from germinating, and eventually breaks down into organic matter. No chemicals needed. Plus, it recycles old boxes, making it a win-win for your garden and the environment. 46. Use rope wicks for self-watering plants. If you struggle to keep plants watered while you're away, rope wicks can do the job for you. This trick uses capillary action to slowly transfer water from a reservoir to your plants. Place one end of a cotton rope in a water-filled container and bury the other end in the soil near your plant's roots. The rope will draw moisture up as the plant needs it, keeping the soil evenly moist. 47. Use egg cartons as seed starters. Starting seeds indoors? Forget expensive trays. Egg cartons make perfect biodegradable seed starters. Just fill each cup with soil, plant a seed, and keep them moist. Once the seedlings are strong enough, you can plant the whole carton section directly in the ground. The carton will break down naturally, feeding the soil as the plant grows. The Amish love repurposing everyday materials, and this hack turns something disposable into something useful. Plus, it keeps plastic waste out of the garden. 48. Use milk to prevent powdery mildew. Powdery mildew can turn your plants into a white, dusty mess, but a simple milk spray can stop it before it spreads. Mix 1 part milk with 2 parts water and spray it on affected leaves. The natural enzymes in milk help prevent fungal growth and strengthen plant immunity. This trick has been used for centuries and is a favorite in organic gardening. If your squash or roses keep getting covered in mildew, this cheap and easy fix could save them. 49. Grow sweet potatoes in a water jar. If you have ever wanted to grow your own sweet potatoes, all you need is a potato, a jar, and some water. Stick toothpicks into a sweet potato and suspend it halfway in a jar of water, keeping the bottom submerged. In a few weeks, roots will appear and vines will start growing. Once they are strong, plant them in the soil and watch your sweet potato crop take off. This method has been used for generations and is one of the easiest ways to propagate new plants. Plus, it's fun to watch. 50. Use aluminum foil to reflect sunlight on shade-loving plants. And finally, not all plants thrive in direct sunlight, but sometimes they need a little extra brightness to grow well. A simple trick is placing aluminum foil near plants to bounce sunlight onto them. Cut pieces of foil and position them on the ground around shade-loving plants or on walls near them. It increases light exposure without overheating the plant. The Amish often use natural reflectors to maximize plant growth. If your lettuce or spinach seem weak, a little extra light might be all they need. And that's a wrap on 50 game-changing Amish gardening hacks that will have your plants thriving like never before. From banana peels to coffee filters, who knew simple tricks could make such a huge difference? Now, we want to hear from you. Which hack are you most excited to try? Drop your answer in the comments. If you found this helpful, give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe for more gardening wisdom. Happy planting, and see you in the next one.